Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. This room is finally finished and I can now show you the finished product. I'm going to show you the before, what it looked like before this was done, a little bit of the during, then I'm going to show you me putting this together. All the handbags will be all over the floor. I'm going to organise them onto the shelves, show you all how I organise my handbags, how I keep them, how you should keep them, things I don't do but should do, and then show you what this room looks like all finished with all of the bags out. So let's get stuck into it. There's a lot to share. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think of this new room. I'm so excited to be in here, to just have everything in here and start filming, and I can't wait to see what you guys think. This is the room that's going to be the handbag room. As you can see, it's an absolute mess. I haven't cleared it out or decluttered it yet. So I'm going to have to do a decluttering session of all of that because that's a complete and utter disgrace. And then if we spin around here, there's nothing currently at this side because I have just shoved it over to that side because the plumbers are hopefully coming today. This radiator will need to be tracked across the floor to here. And then there's an antique looking smaller radiator going below that window. And then down this side is all going to have built-in cabinetry for displaying the bags and storage, and then that's also going to be down this side. There's going to be lights in it. I'm hoping it's going to be really beautiful, but this is the before of what we're working with, and I will keep you posted as we go. It's very late at night, so sorry it is so dark, but we have been so busy. So you can see the old radiator that was over here has been taken away. And we now have this little decorative one under the window, and the two sides are going to be fitted out down both sides for handbags with storage in behind. So I now need to get this mess, because they're coming at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning to start. I need to get all of this mess out of here. I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to pack it in the other room, stack it, and I can properly declutter and go through it when I have more time. But at least if I do this, they can get started. The fit out in here is mostly finished, but as you can see, it's still a bit of a mess. I am still in the process of clearing everything out, but if I show you in here, all of the boxes, bags and everything that was lying in this room, there's hidden storage behind these. So if you look at this one at the end, this is what it looks like. If we step back, so we have the shelves to put the bags and stuff on, but you can take out these, pop those doors open at the back, and it gives you all of this storage space. So this side is nearly filled, that's good grammar. This side is nearly full already. What is going on with you? Anyway, this side is nearly full already with bags and boxes. I still have over here to do. I have started. There's still a lot of stuff on the floor, shoes that never got put away, teddies, trolls, childhood things that need to be sorted. And these aren't in any type of order. These are just sitting here because I've set them up before I actually put them away. So I'm going to keep going, clean these shelves, get all of this filled out, and then we can maybe get in here looking the way it should. I'm so excited. I am actually nearly bouncing. The bag room is now nearly finished. There's a few little finishing touches still need to be done. There's some paint that needs to be fixed in where it got damaged when it was being built in. There's a few wee marks that need to be fixed and there's no art or anything on the walls yet, but it is finished enough for me to get my handbags up here, to start playing with them, to get it all set up. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning. I'm so excited. My husband thinks I've lost the plot. He can't understand why this room and playing with these bags is causing me so much excitement. I'm very hyper about it, and I apologise for that in advance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the camera around. I'm going to give you a quick look at how the room is so far. Then I'm going to bring all of my bags up here and I'm going to organise them, and I'm going to put them away and show you how I'm going to organise them and where I'm going to put them. So excited. I will then do a proper video after this one. This is kind of showing you how it came together and organising the bags. I then will do a proper video giving you a tour of this, and I'll probably give you a quick tour also of the dressing room or the closet, because that's going to be changed quite a bit with all the bags out, and it should change the shoes and everything quite a bit. And then I'll give a very quick tour of my office because there's some of my bags and things in there, but that'll be very, very quick. So I'm going to go get all the bags, bring them up, and start having fun and organising this room. This is a quick overview of the room. I have brought a couple of bags up, but they've just been set on the shelf. They haven't been organised or anything. I have my Jo Malone candle over there on the window burning, my ring light, my tripod, and this is the room as it circles. So on either side of the room, we have these shelving units built in. There are lights down the side of these shelves. I'm now going to go and get all the other bags. I'm so excited. If I just step back and let you see, this is what the room is. It was a little slanted room that wasn't really being used for anything other than junk, if you saw the first video or the start of the video. So let me go and get all the bags and we'll start organising them in here and putting them all away. Okay, so this is what we're working with. This is all of the bags brought up apart from, you won't see my Speedy because it's in my office. You won't see my 2 Neverfulls. One of them is in the office and one of them is downstairs with all of my work stuff. I think this is the rest of them. We might find there's some missing as we go along, but I'm going to start trying to organise these into this new room. You will also see some that haven't been unboxed. You can see Louis Vuitton and Chanel over there. I haven't got around to filming those. They will be being filmed and unboxed at some stage, so shameless plug. Subscribe if you haven't already to see those unboxings that are coming, and let's get started trying to organise this lot. I have to confess that I don't really know where to start. There's just bags everywhere and space, but let's get going. So I have all of my darker bags over here in this corner. I've moved the camera forward a little bit so you can hopefully see, and I'm going to start by trying to organise these ones. And I am storing my mini bags, either my rectangle mini or mini reissue. I pull the chains down inside the bag so as they're not hanging down the back of it. They do sit across here. You can get little straps to put across here, or you can just wrap felt around them or wrap your dust bag around them. But if you do that, it will protect the leather under here whenever the chains are sitting across it. I'm quite bad at keeping mine on. I do have bits of felt to wrap around mine, and I'm quite bad at taking them off and forgetting to put them on. But if you were storing your bags properly, what I should do instead of what I actually do, it would be better to wrap these up, and it just protects the leather on top of the bag whenever you have it sitting. The same with the 19. The 19 has this big chain down the back of it. I generally keep my 19 with an organiser in it, and I have a dust bag in it. I prefer the 19 to have a little bit of structure and shape rather than being completely soft and slouchy. So I put the chain inside mine, and then this chain sits across it. Mine is goat skin. These come either in goat skin or lamb skin. I think it's personal preference. Mine has held up brilliantly, but if you want to protect this really should be wrapped in something so as it's not sitting on that leather and maybe causing indentations. So this is definitely a case of that's what you should do. In mine, you will quite often see my bags sitting with nothing wrapped around them, and it's because I like the look of them. I know, but I like to walk in and see them like that. But to store your bags properly, you should have the chains wrapped in something. A little bit of colour. And the good thing about this room, in the last room I got a few comments saying you need more space for those bags because they were all on top of each other. There was maybe 6 in one shelf and you could see a few, and there was some stuffed in the back that I would not see and generally kind of forget about. So this is great because they're now not needing to be behind each other, and they can all just sit out in all of their glory, which is how they should be. And my husband thinks I'm a crazy person. Same with my Chanel. This one, I pull mine through the flap and I put the chain in here. This is what I do. It's not what you should do, okay? You should keep your 19, you should keep your classic flap with the chains out, not sitting on top of it, even just sitting at the back. You really shouldn't, if you have a Chanel classic flap, keep it closed, because when you keep it closed on the Chanel classic flap, you will see there are chains in here and then they sit on this flap, and you will see an indentation or a slightly coloured part there almost that you can see shining, and it's when you have your bag closed that sits on it, and if you have the lock in, it puts more pressure on it and you're going to mark that more. Now again, That's what you should do. I generally keep mine closed. I wear these a lot, so they're closed when I wear them, and I appreciate and accept that that's going to happen. But if you wanted to properly store these, you should have, where's this one? This has its felt in it. I do have it locked, it shouldn't be locked. This has its felt in it to protect from here to here, but it still happens with the pressure. So you will see, it's almost like a pressure mark or a shiny mark. You'll see where the chain was. The felt does help, and there should be felt on the inside of all of your classic flaps to keep that from happening. And it shouldn't be locked, because when it's locked, closed, it just puts more pressure on it. And even with the felt, it shouldn't be open. And you should rotate your bags on their sides and on their bum. You will see if you go into the Chanel boutique at times, you'll see some bags that have been set up like that, and it's really just for the structure and the shape. I'm quite bad at doing that. I'm full of great ideas, but maybe don't do them all myself. I'm also not great at, when I put my bags away, putting them back properly. You will see my bags go away often and there's no felt on them and there's nothing in them and they're closed, but if you want the proper way to do it, keep the felt in here, keep it nice and flat down inside it. It splits for your lock, and don't actually turn the lock in it so as you're not putting added pressure on the flap. Put my classic flap, I've left the lock open, I'm listening to myself. So if we put the classic flap there, and then this is one of my favourites, which I nearly dropped but didn't hit the floor. Granny will be so proud. This is fully stuffed. Again, I have my chains down and inside, and I have it fully stuffed because it's tweed. I like to keep my tweed bags stuffed because they just keep the shape of the tweed, because it's slightly less structural than some of the leathers, and mine has the chain just sitting across it. Again, really that should have a felt on it, but it doesn't, and it very rarely does, if I'm honest. So, get a little bit of colour in with it, even if it's only white. What's next? Suppose. Do you know what I have a problem with this for? I love this bag so much. I have a problem with putting it in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner, that type of idea. This bag I think should be in centre stage. But if we're going in colours, it really fits in the darker side, but I love it that much. I don't really like it being in the corner. I have the multi-pochette. This I think is a great, easy to use bag. I actually use this a lot. I've said before in videos, it's not my favourite aesthetically. I have other bags I think look nicer, but for ease of use with children and dogs and just easy to use, I find this really, really good. So what I've done is I've brought up some of my bag hooks so as I can hang, because it's really hard to keep this sitting up, and my handbag hooks, which I used a lot down in my other room, are too tall. Even at their lowest section, they're too tall to go in here. I do have one in my office with my mini pochettes on it, so you won't actually see my mini pochettes in this video because they're hanging in the office, but that won't fit, and this is normally good for those sorts of bags. So I'm going to try my handbag hooks and see if I can do something that way. So this is too low. If I put the handbag hook on here and keep this chain its normal length, it hangs down too low. So I've just clicked the chain through one of the little circles and back over to the other one to make it half of its length, so it hangs there and it actually sits up, rather than me having to just stuff it and lie it across the corner or on the shelf downwards so as I can actually see it. If I was going for a complete aesthetic look in here, I would take off the pink strap that you can see just in the back and fold it up and put it in one of these drawers, but this is a real grab and go bag for me, so I don't want to be grabbing to go with this bag quickly and then have to start finding straps and put the straps on for it. And there's some bags that works for if you've time to get ready and stuff, but that's a very much run out with the children type bag, so I just need that one to be ready to go. So the strap's just going to stay on that, even if it looks untidy. It just makes it a lot easier for me to use it. I've added my toiletry 26 and toiletry 19 in here. The toiletry 15 is always in my never fill, so it won't need to be set up. I probably will order 3 times some of the little perspex stands from Amazon, so as those are easier to stand up and they don't fall down and cause a mess. So I probably will add some of those, but I'm only putting this together now, and then I know some of the things from Amazon that I need to order. Like I probably will need a few more bag hooks, and I will probably need some more stands, and I'm going to maybe get some of the jewellery trays in here or some of the things, but I'll know more as I get to use it. So let's keep going with the handbag. Just thinking I maybe have more bags than I thought. and we might need to move, say, the blacks and the dark over there and make all of this wall colour. But I'll see how I go, but I always underestimate how many bags I actually have. Maybe that's a form of self-protection and self-preservation. I want my trunk in here. I know that I was using it downstairs with jewellery in it, but it just looks so good that I think it needs to be in this room, and I'm going to put something else in it up here, but I want it to be here just because I think it's that fabulous. Now let's go. Chanel. The Gabrielle, I have a pillow in. I like to keep this stuffed as well. This is one of those bags that can kind of sink down. Now mine's the smallest size, and I think it happens a bit more in the larger size bags, but I want this to stay smooth as long as possible, so I keep mine stuffed with a pillow. And I have taken the big Chanel straps around here somewhere. It's off it at the minute, so I will be using one of these drawers to store all of the extra straps, dust bags, things like that, and I can show you that whenever we do a tour of this room. I'm a great example of how to store your bags. That's surely not good for them. But there we go. I'm maybe going to take that off there because the saddle needs a bit of room, just the way she sits. She might actually be better because that drawer is going to open. So I think the saddle would probably be better on a lower one where the D hangs over but isn't going to cause quite as much problems when the drawer's opening and closing. So if we go back with the trunk there, and then where is the little Coach bag. I have been using this bag so much since I got it. I think it's a great little bag. A lot of you have messaged me about trying to get this and you haven't been able to. If I can find any still available online, I'll link them below. But for an alternative, slightly more affordable bag, a contemporary type bag where the price point just isn't as high as these, I love this bag, and this bag has been getting quite a lot of use. Since I got this, I've used this bag nearly every day. I think it's just because it's burgundy and it's furry and it's just so cozy, and it's very cold and wintry here, and that just makes me happy using this little one. Now again, I should probably take the strap off this. Yes, I should if I'm going to use it. I can always not be so lazy and just put it back on. I am very much for ease and lifting things and going, but if I want this to look nice and be all pretty, it's probably better with it being inside the bag, and then I can just put it on whenever I need it. Just stored the strap inside the actual bag on that one, and that one can sit there. I do think I'm going to have to use both sides of this. Totally underestimated that. Maybe that'll stop me buying more bags. I'm going to use another bag hook to store the papillion. I love this Louis Vuitton bag. Now I have taken the thick strap off this one, and I'm going to try and be less lazy so I can put the straps in the drawers and then take them out as I need them. But it just means this bag... Oh, that's a good start. Keeping things real in the closet. I just tilt the camera to show you. I've put another bag hook, and then I've put the papillion on it. Now it probably could sit on its own, but that'll just help keep the chain up, and I'm going to keep it on that. I think I've taken the larger strap off, and I'm going to put that in the drawer, and as I say, try and be less lazy and actually put my bags away properly. And where are we going now? I realised I completely underestimated the amount of bags I have. I have switched what we've just done behind us to the wall that's behind the camera. I will show you that, but it's near enough exactly the same. I've just added in a few little touches, and I will show you that whenever we get this done. So now we're going to do the colour here. I've kept this because I know what I want to buy to put in this, to keep this here. So that's staying here even though it's mostly monogram, but I want it on this wall with the pink inside. So let's start with the colour bags. The twist bag, I have something inside, but it's not properly stuffed. It doesn't really need to be because it's epi leather, it's very sturdy. I do keep mine with the lock closed, and then I just keep the chains on the back of it. I love the twist bag. I've said in so many videos, I think it's very underrated. So I think I'm going to do yellows, orange type colours over here. If I just maybe turn you around a little bit so you can see. And in this corner, happy bright colours. This bag is a Teddy Blake bag. This is another bag that is a great alternative to the cost of top tier designer bags. This is a contemporary bag. I've actually used this bag quite a lot. I've said before it's my mum's favourite bag in my whole collection. This was gifted to me by Teddy Blake about 2 years ago, but it has actually got quite a lot of use. I find just when I want a really bright colour or a bag that isn't overly designer, that this is a great one to reach for. I generally don't close it. It generally sits open. I do have a link to Teddy Blake that I think is still in the description box, but it is a great brand if you're wanting something that's maybe just not the same level. I've really enjoyed that bag. This is the Chanel that I got and kept for a long time and then almost gifted myself at my birthday. It's a very soft leather, so I do have it stuffed to keep its shape. It has the big tacky 80s chain, which I love, but I should have something underneath that. That is, it hasn't yet, but that's a great example of a heavy chain sitting on soft leather and will cause marks, but I just like the look of it. But if you're looking after your bags properly, wrap those up. I have my Prada straw bag, which I love, or raffia I think it probably is. I love this. This is such a summer bag. This just makes me think of summer. I bought this just before Ban Island, or I ordered it just before Ban Island. Absolutely love it. This got a lot of wear over the summer. It's one of those bags that when you see, or when I see, because I love bright colours, it makes me happy, makes me think of brightness, and just, yeah, love it. So what else are we going to go there with? Probably also the Fendi. I love the colours on this bag. I just think this bag is, this was a, yeah, this grabbed me. Maybe that needs a solid colour above it. They maybe need to be swapped around, I think. I think with the Fendi being multicoloured, it's better not being directly below the Prada. And then we probably need something to the side of here. Maybe the rose gold Chanel, the famous unicorn 17C Chanel rose gold, metallic, iridescent. That bag was really sought after and hard to find. I love it. It's another bag that in the summer I use a lot. I generally use that as a neutral. That works better for me. I did have the caramel 21p maybe. Caramel Chanel Mini in the lambskin, and I sold it because I just used that all the time. That for me is a perfect neutral and I didn't look to use anything else. That's a fabulous bag. Underneath these probably will work perfectly. This is one of my favourites. I get so many messages to see if I will sell this bag. This was the Chanel that came out at the same time as the heart bag. I didn't love the heart bag. It just really wasn't for me, but this sequence one I absolutely adored. Loved the colours. This bag just is very, very me, and I think it will go very well over there with those colours. Also this one, this is one of my... Gwenny's gonna come for me. Yes, I dropped it on the floor. This is one of my favourite tweeds. I just love the colours in it. I think they're so bright and vibrant and beautiful. Because this is a tweed, I do have this bag well stuffed and it's just stored in the same way as my other ones. So I think these will go perfectly down here below these. And I'll probably just keep the two of those sitting like that. Now, if we move into the pinks, which might take us a while because there's a few, I'm going to put, oh dear, I do have a pink addiction, I can't help it. So my latest unboxing that you might have seen, this was sourced for me by Rod from the Luxe Theory. It's the 19S Chanel Iridescent and I love it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful bag. And this will go quite well with it. This is my Twist, which is the limited edition. It has the black and white monogram here and the black and white monogram on the strap. This is admittedly, Twist straps are very noisy. This is admittedly one of my lesser used pink bags now. Chanel Unicorn Rainbow Metallic Reissue. I love this bag. This bag got a lot of use this summer. I find this bag really good. I kind of use it almost like a neutral, which is going to sound daft to some people given that it's so multicoloured. but I love it. And I have the straps again stored on the inside, and I'm thinking that she goes well there. The problem with the reissues, because they're not perfectly square on the bottom, they don't sit just as easily. But if I put her, oh, I like that. I like those colours. Yes, I'm liking that we moved those over there and we can now see all of these, because these were all stacked one on top of the other almost in the other wardrobe, which I was very blessed to have, but I'm loving this. So no, more pink, if I could speak properly. This is my only Dior, Lady Dior in the small size. I adore this. This has the iridescent hardware. I haven't actually used this bag yet, and I get a lot of messages asking me if I will sell it because I haven't used it, but it's going nowhere. I love it. I think it got a little bit, if I'm honest, forgotten when I bought it very shortly after my Birkin arrived, and I was using the Birkin loads, and I probably did sidestep that one a bit, and then it was in the wardrobe at the back, and it probably was easy for me to just not look to that one, but it will have its day in the sun, and then I'm going to go. I love this. This is my other Petite Mal in the 1854 print, and I love the colours on it. It will go just perfectly on the pink section. What's coming next? Now, probably going into stronger pinks if I move away. Oh, look at her. My little Christmas dream that Dale got for me and sent over. I love this. I know it's probably got Christmassy colours, but I think the pinks in it will make it sit well with this section. What else are we going to go with there? I just lifted my ring light, forgot the size of it, and banged it off the ceiling. Good start. So, Birkin. Let's move into the stronger pinks now, which is probably my favourite colour ever. I just love it. Let's see where we're going to go with next. This little bag. I have the straps off these and stored inside another bag. I get so many questions asking me if I will sell this bag. I don't think this bag's going anywhere, certainly not that I can foresee at this stage. I absolutely love it. I think it's it just makes me smile. I like little bits of things that mean things to me. So I got this and this when I was in Paris with Bestie. My husband bought me this, and then these books. I think if you're looking for a stocking filler or a present or something for a luxury lover but you don't want to spend a huge amount of money, I love these types of books. I use them as decor in here. I use them downstairs in the dressing room as decor. They're in my bedroom, and they're just great additions, I think, when you're trying to add a little bit like to this that's different than just being all bags, and there's some over there as well. They're very inexpensive. If I can find some, I'll link them down below if I remember. I'm terrible at remembering that, but I do really like them, and I'm going to add these into this shelf because I want them to be in here and have their space. Okay, this one is one that I really should be a better person on. This is probably my favourite colour, but it's lambskin. And I'm terrible at keeping, it is stuffed, I suppose that's something, but I'm terrible at keeping its little cover on it, so I need to put this in here and just close this down on it because lambskin marks so much easier, and that does just protect it. I will put this on and then you'll probably see it come off because I like to look at them and I like them to look pretty, and you'll probably will see this come off, but for now I'm trying to pretend that I'm good, and I've put its little felt cover on there. I have this in my way, which is an unboxing that I haven't opened yet, so stay tuned, that's coming. Let me see. And this is the Chanel Coco Crush. This one I just keep the chain down the back of it. You could, well, I suppose I could do it the same way. The side that doesn't have the cocoa ball, the crush ball, I could take in a little bit. This is a crumpled calfskin, I think, and really it should also be wrapped. I do have this one stuffed because it's quite soft, so it's stuffed with air paper, and I love the colour of it. It's very similar to that one. This whole section, yes I know, the colours are probably very similar, apart from when I add in the purple, but I know, but I love it. I love her. I actually wear this bag quite a lot. I know that some people wonder with the sequins if they actually get worn, but I just love that bag, and it's going nowhere either. And then I have this beauty. Should this really be on the bottom shelf? I just, below this knitted bag, I'm going to put this, which is one of my new additions, and when I unboxed this I said I was going to put the badges on it, which I have done. No regrets. I love it. I know some people will scream that I have put badges through the fabric to stay permanently, but I just think it really adds something to this bag. So I've put my badges there, there and there. I think they're funky. I really like what it adds to the bag. I've used this quite a bit with them on it. The only thing, I had it on in work one day with the badges and I went to throw my Neverfull on, like I had this on my shoulder and I went to put the Neverfull on top and I was conscious the badges might catch it or whatever, but I just put the Neverfull on the other shoulder and first world problem was averted. So this is going to go here. This needs to get some sort of stuffing. I like wearing it, if I just tilt you down, I like wearing it loose like this. I don't actually want an organizer, but for storing and having it sitting there, it's probably better with something in it. So I'd probably stuff that with dust bags or something just to give it a little bit of structure so as it's not quite such a beautiful mess on the floor there. What have we left? We have this one, terrible problems to have, and this. Did you just fall? She just fell over. She just fell over. Do you see what I mean? Let's put something behind her at least to get her to not hit the floor like that. I've just, if I can show you, put beside the capucines the teal and the raspberry. It looks very red, but it's called raspberry. They're both from the 18B collection. So is this one actually. It's a collection. I love the colours and they're both caviar. So you do need to still watch the strap, but it's not just as bad when they're caviar. So at the minute I have those there. And then I have my little Dior still to place somewhere, which was last year's miniature, if that's how you say that. And then I have these to go somewhere. So I think that's all of the bags that are open. There are some bags around me that need to be opened, but I think that's all of the bags out. So I'm going to tidy up. I do have a pile of straps over here, so I'm going to tidy up the straps and put them in the drawer, tidy up the dust bags, put those away, set the ones that have to be still unboxed in over there, and then I'll give you a look around what we've done and how the room is set up and let you see how they all sit and what you think. And then I will get a proper tour filmed of everything, but I'm really happy with it. This is just, I have to get a chair for in here as well so as I can just come in and sit and ignore the rest of the world and also film, but super, super excited. So this is what we have and I'm so happy with it. We go from yellows, oranges, rainbows into pinks, more colours into deeper pinks, purples, teals. I just love it. This is one side of the room and you'll be seeing a lot more of this in my background. And then if I take you round, this is the other side of the room so far. So we have the blacks and the monograms in that corner, and then we go to the burgundy and some more monogram, and I've added into that the little small Louis Vuitton mini trunk and the Dior from last Christmas. I have my little Paris key clay. I do need to get, that's being held up by the cochette from my Birkin, which is probably not the right way to do it, so I need to get some of those little stands. I have the Chanel bottle, the Dior. I have the Dior box really for decor because it's so pretty. And then I have the Papillon trunk over here. And then this side we have some space. We have some unboxings to do. We have some of my childhood teddy bears in there, which you may find dotted around this room at times. So there we have it. Burgundies, darks, monograms, blacks up in here. And when I'm filming in here, I will have a ring light so as you can see everything properly. And then spin round to the wall of colour. I just love it. So thank you so much for joining me for that. That was a lot of fun. I'm so excited about this room. I am like a kid on Christmas morning. I'm so excited to play with these bags, have them all out. I love this rainbow wall that's behind me. I'm very, very happy with it. I feel very blessed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Please take care and I will see you again in the next one.